It started as a simple test flight. A guy, let's call him Mark, had just bought a new drone. He was excited to try it out, so he drove out to this dense forest not far from his town, the kind of place where the trees crowd so thickly that sunlight barely touches the ground. Perfect for some moody footage. Mark launched the drone, watching it rise above the treetops. The camera feed was crisp, showing the endless green canopy. As he flew deeper, something caught his eye, a small clearing, and in the middle, an old cabin. It looked abandoned, weathered by years of rain and wind. The wood was gray and cracked, the roof sagging. At first, Mark thought it was just a cool shot. He circled the cabin slowly, the drone's camera zooming in. The windows were dark, empty, no sign of life. But then, he noticed something. A shadow, a figure standing in the window. It wasn't moving, just staring, straight at the drone. Mark's heart skipped. He zoomed in closer, trying to get a better look. The figure was tall, thin, and completely black, like a silhouette. No features, just a dark shape. And it didn't blink or turn away. It just watched. He called out, "Hello? Is someone there?" But of course no answer. The forest was silent except for the faint hum of the drone's motors. Mark landed the drone and packed up, feeling uneasy. He told himself it was probably a trick of the light, or maybe a tree branch casting a shadow. But something about that figure, it didn't feel right. A few days later, curiosity got the better of him. He went back to the same spot, hoping to find the cabin again. But when he arrived, there was nothing. No clearing, no cabin. Just dense forest, as if the cabin had never existed. He searched for hours, but the place was just trees and underbrush. No sign of any building. And the drone footage? It was still on his memory card, clear as day. The cabin, the window, the figure. Mark never flew his drone in that forest again. This one happened to a group of friends, 4 of them, who decided to spend a weekend out in the countryside. They brought a drone along to capture the wide-open farmland, rolling hills, and endless sky. One afternoon, they launched the drone over a big field, just letting it hover and pan slowly. The sun was warm, the grass swaying gently in the breeze. Everything felt peaceful. Later, when they were back at their cabin, they reviewed the footage. That's when they saw him. A man, standing alone in the middle of the field. His clothes were torn and dirty, like he'd been out there for days. He was waving his arms frantically, like he was trying to get someone's attention. But no one was around. The friends were confused. None of them had seen anyone when they were there. They rewound the footage, watching the man's desperate gestures again and again. Feeling uneasy, they decided to go back the next day to see if they could find him. When they arrived, the field was empty, but near the spot where the man had been waving, they found something disturbing. A shallow grave, freshly dug. The earth was loose, and there were faint marks around it, like someone had been struggling. They called the local authorities, but by the time the police came, the grave had been disturbed. No body, no clues. The friends never found out who the man was or why he was there. But every time they watch that drone footage, they feel like he's still out there, waiting. This last story is from a college student. Let's call him Jake. He loved flying his drone around his neighborhood at night. The quiet streets, the glowing porch lights, the way the drone's camera captured everything in sharp detail. One night, Jake was flying the drone just for fun, hovering it over his own house. He was watching the live feed on his phone, enjoying the view from above. Then, something made him freeze. On the roof of his house, standing perfectly still, was a person. A figure, looking straight at the drone's camera. And the most chilling part? The figure was smiling. Not a friendly smile, more like a slow, unsettling grin that sent a shiver down Jake's spine. He tried to call out, but his voice caught in his throat. The figure didn't move, just kept watching. Jake quickly landed the drone and ran outside, but when he got to the front yard, there was no one there. No footprints, no sign anyone had been on the roof. He called the police, who came and searched the neighborhood. No one was found. The drone footage was the only proof. Jake still doesn't know who that was or why they were watching him. And sometimes when he's alone at night, he swears he can feel eyes on him, just like that figure on the roof. So those are the 3 stories, 3 moments where drones captured something off, something that didn't quite belong. I don't know what to make of them. Maybe they're just coincidences, tricks of light and shadow. Or maybe, just maybe, drones can see things we can't, things lurking just beyond our normal sight. If you ever fly a drone, keep your eyes open, and maybe keep your heart ready for the unexpected. Thanks for listening. I hope you're feeling a little less alone now, knowing someone else has seen the strange and the unexplained. Take care of yourself. And if you ever catch something weird on camera, maybe share it with me. Good night.